Hello, welcome to this video series. This is just a little introductory video about why I have made this series. So I am an emerging artist. I am an Australian soprano. I've lived in Europe for nearly 6 years now. And I left Sydney and I went to London for a month, and then I went to Dresden and stayed in Dresden for 3 years. The whole pandemic. And then I moved to Antwerp in Belgium, and now I live in Liège, which is also in Belgium, but closer to the German border. So I've been here a lot. And I have done a lot of things. I made my debut at the Semperoper as a guest soloist in 2022, and I did a jump in Magdeburg as well, and I've done a million billion auditions and a million billion competitions as well. And yeah, I'm out here in the trenches doing the thing. And the reason I wanted to make this series is because before I came over, a lot of extremely well-meaning, some not so well-meaning, but most very well-meaning people who had also had wonderful careers as singers gave me lots of advice. And I came over and tried to follow all of the advice I was given, but most of it is just not relevant anymore, and that's no one's fault. It's just that we live in a very different age now. Technology has absolutely exploded, and that's really changed the face of what it means to be a singer now. And I wanted to share my experiences so that people can make really good decisions and spend their money really wisely, because there's stuff that I spent money on that I really wish I didn't, and stuff that I wish I spent more money on or had more time with and had more resources to enjoy. So I don't want you to waste your money or your time. So these are my suggestions for you. My other point about this is that all of my education, the mentoring about going overseas and doing the thing, because in Australia you have to go to Europe or to the US or where you have to go overseas and do the thing, and then you can come back and be considered successful. That's kind of the vibe that we have going on. All of the stuff I was told to do was from people who had their careers in sort of the 70s, 80s, and 90s, and even earlier. And that it was just a completely different landscape back then. They didn't have social media to contend with either. And there have been huge key points in the classical music industry, like turning points that we've had. So there was the GFC, which really changed how many people could go to the opera, how opera was funded, and how much work there is for all of us to enjoy. The technology explosion, of course, and the rise of social media has made it all completely different. I will go into that a little more in another video about how we all have to be influencers now, as well as actually, practicing, doing the actual work. And competitions are also hugely, by a long stretch, much more important than they used to be. So I will dive into all of these things with a lot more detail. So see you in the coming videos. Bye.